Hello, today's review is on the new Marvel movie Madam Web. So, the plot of this movie is this lady named Cassandra Webb, played by Dakota Johnson, is this paramedic who's actually a mutant because when her mother was pregnant with her, she got bitten by a radioactive spider, and that caused her inside of her to become a mutant, and she gains the ability to sense the future. So she gains a bunch of psychic abilities, which she never knew until many years later when one day she's saving somebody and she almost into a river, and she does, and then she just experiences a whole bunch of stuff that's going to happen with her team when they're about to rescue her. And then she goes around and tries to discover her newfound abilities that she never knew she was going to get. And she finds out about this guy named Ezekiel Sims, who works with Cassie's mom and wants to kill a bunch of these three other girls who are Spider Women. And so so Cassandra becomes a superhero called Madam Web and uses her knowledge and psychic abilities to save the girls, and hopefully they'll defeat him and escape death. Yeah, I know, given this is part of Sony's new Marvel universe, I know everybody's gonna hate this movie. Everybody's gonna, kind of like Morbius, say it's the worst superhero movie ever made. But me personally, I thought it was good. Not great, not incredibly good, but I thought it was good enough. I mean, I know my opinions on comic book movies are really unpopular. I know, I know I hate all the ones that are considered masterpieces, and I actually like a lot of the ones that are considered the worst ever. So hey, what do I know? But I guess not a lot of people read comic books, so maybe there's that. But this movie, it's good. It's not incredible, but like I wasn't expecting anything incredible. I just wanted, an interesting film, and yeah, that's what I got. And thank you. Like I said, it's definitely good to finally see a superhero movie that's not just a big budget joke fest with with the same story and the same similar types of characters and dialogue and humor. Weirdly it's weirdly unique. It is a Spider-Man movie. Well, technically it's a Spider-Woman movie, but it doesn't feel like a typical Spider-Man movie of like a character experiencing their abilities until they find a bigger threat. No, it's for the most part it's actually very small scale, which is kind of weird. Like, okay, I guess I'm kind of mixed on the idea of this being a lower budget film because on the one hand, it does make this different from other Spider-Man movies, and it definitely makes it stand out from all the other giant blockbusters like the MCU or the DCEU, which isn't a thing anymore, had. So I guess the lower budget did kind of make it unique and have it be more of a smaller story. But on the other hand, I do think there could have been a lot more potential with a Spider-Woman movie because just like Spider-Man, like he faces off a lot of deadly villains. He gets himself into life-threatening situations around New York. But I guess to be different, I do think it really stood out. And even then, like I don't think the budget really made it that bad because I mean, yeah, some of the costumes, they're not great. Like they're not awful. They're just, they just don't look. They just kind of look, like Madam Web's like red suit. It looks a little just rubbery. It doesn't really look that good, or even like so. There's that or even Ezekiel Sims has that black Spider-Man suit, and it kind of looks. It just looks off. It looks like something out of a CW show. Like I don't know how to describe it. It just looks really low budget. Like it doesn't look incredibly good, but I guess they didn't have enough money to put into the costume design and such, and it's not very effects driven. Like, yeah, there's some CGI with the psychic stuff, but I do think like when it's not visual and technical and stuff, the story is good. Although for the most part, it's a Spider Woman movie, not a Madam Web. I mean, the focus is on Madam Web. Like she is the central character of how she connects all the Spider Women together, and it starts off with her origin. And I did like that they did that because Madam Web, she doesn't have a clear origin story. So I do like that they tried to do something different with her, because Madam Web in like other media like the comics and even the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, like she was just an old lady with a support system with, of course, psychic abilities. And they do get a lot of that right, but aside, they just make her a more younger, tougher action hero. And you know what? I did like seeing that. It because if she was just in a chair and being able to see the future, she wouldn't really get much stuff done. It would just be a Spider Woman movie just with Madam Web in it, and that is kind of what this is. But Madam Web is the prime character, and she's the one who brings everyone together. Hold on, sorry, my battery's low. And yeah, you do see Spider-Man's parents in the movie, and you even see Ben Parker. Like he's one of Cassandra's assistants at like she of the paramedics. Like he's her assistant, second in command or whatever. And you know what? I wasn't really so sure about the idea of a younger Uncle Ben. I mean, there was potential, but and I do think that yeah, this definitely does make sense given Uncle Ben's supposed to be really old, and so is Madam Web, so it's an origin story. The problem is, I thought it was weird that they included all the Spider Women because lots of them are supposed to be younger. So I really felt that was kind of weird. Like Spider Girl, who's Julia Carpenter, Sydney Sweeney's character, she's in it, but Spider Girl in the comics, she became Spider Girl after Spider Man. So Spider Man doesn't really exist in this universe, which is pretty weird. I mean, it's not weird to have this universe without Spider Man because characters like Venom and even Madam Web here, like a bunch of Spider Women, they can exist without Spider Man. It's just a lot. Some of their core backstory, well, not a bit, but like it leaves out some of the details. I think there was potential for a good Spider Woman movie in this movie because I think this could have been really good if it was part of like a larger Spider Man story established. Heck, if this was like an animated movie similar to like the Spider Verse movies where it was about a bunch of different Spider Man incarnations, like if this was animated, I think this could have had potential. But I mean, it's fine, I guess. Like it's still good. And I did like the villain, Ezekiel Sims. I did like how like he was just like a. I mean, he is a character in the comics, but he never had a spider suit like in this movie. And this his spider suit, it looked more like a cosplay. A bit like I always said, the costume design in this movie isn't super good. Yeah, it looks very weird. It looks like a bad Miles Morales cosplay, but no, it looks more like fan art, but translated as a costume. It doesn't look incredibly good, but I mean, it's fine, I guess. I mean, his motivation is kind of understandable. He wants to kill all the Spider Women because just like Madam Web, how she's psychic. Ezekiel sees a future where they killed him, so he wants to protect that from happening. So his motivation does make sense, and he's not really a one-dimensional villain, but at the same time he's just kind of basic. He just is there just because. I mean, he's an okay villain for a Spider-Woman movie because his vendetta and grudge is against them in particular, so I get where they're going at. And like it's really just a Spider-Woman movie. Like I mean, there is enough Madam Web in there. Like she's the one who drives the ship throughout the movie because of her psychic abilities. Like you get a lot of really cool scenes where she predicts the future and where she even knows what's going to happen, even just to casual citizens. Like you do get some really cool stuff with that. Although that's kind of really the only thing that really drives this as being a Madam Web movie. But then again, like that's pretty much all you needed, I suppose. But overall, I thought Madam Web was good. It wasn't spectacular. I mean, like I liked it more than Morbius, which I didn't hate. I didn't hate Morbius. It was nowhere as bad as people said it was. I liked this more than Venom Let There Be Carnage, but I didn't like it more than the first Venom, and it definitely wasn't as good as Across the Spider-Verse. That came out last year, and that was my favorite movie of last year, as you all know. Like, this is not Across the Spider-Verse good, but for what it was, I enjoyed it enough. It wasn't perfect, but for a modern day comic book movie, I think could have been a lot worse. So, I mean, if you don't know much about Madame Web as a character, this isn't a bad movie to check out because she really has no clear origin. So this movie was kind of interesting to see. Or if you just want to see the Spider Woman on the big screen, you do get that. You get it in good portions. So I guess it's satisfying enough, even though we'll probably get a better Spider Woman movie in the future. But overall, Madame Web, I was satisfied with it. It's not great, but it's good. So that's really all I wanted, and I was entertained with it. Now, the trailers I got. Okay, the first trailer is weird. I got a trailer for a TV show for some show called The Chosen. We're advertising TV shows before movies now? That's weird. Usually, don't you think, they would advertise a new season of a TV show on the TV? It gets weird. I don't know what The Chosen is, so I can't say anything about this. Like, it just seems weird to have a TV show advertised as a trailer before a movie, but whatever. I got Imaginary. Thankfully, it was a different trailer this time. It wasn't the same one I've been getting over and over and over and over and over and over and over again this year, but I'm still not sure. I still don't have any strong interest in this. It really just looks bland. Like, you see a girl with a toy. Of course, they're like, ooh, the toy is gonna be bad. And you see, like, a girl having, like, psychiatric problems. They're like, maybe we shouldn't be together anymore, Shancy. Maybe we shouldn't be together. Like, it just looks like it's trying too hard to be scary. It just looks bland. I mean, for all I know, maybe I can't be quick to judge. Maybe this is a good movie. Heck, maybe this could have potential to be scary. But so far, the trailers just aren't doing it for me, man. I don't have any strong interest in this one. But maybe it's good. Maybe I could give this a chance this year. But so far, I don't know. I got Despicable Me 4. Okay, this was a weird one to get before Madame Web. But yeah, this could be good. They don't show really anything with the plot. I mean, they just show that they were facing off a new villain who's voiced by Will Ferrell. Isn't it funny how people always compare Despicable Me with Megamind, and now Will Ferrell is in a Despicable Me movie? Funny how that works, but either way, I'm sure it'll be fun. So, just like the other three, and even the Minions movie, so I'm sure it'll be a good one to see. I got A Quiet Place Day 1. This set looks interesting. I actually did see a trailer for it during the Super Bowl, or it was an ad actually during the Super Bowl on TV, and yeah, I'm interested in this one, seeing how it all went through. So yeah, and the Quiet Place movies, I did quite enjoy them, even though they weren't exactly scary, but I did enjoy them. So hey, if all I want is to be entertained, and if it has an intriguing enough premise, I'm down for it. I got Dune Part 2. This is my most anticipated movie of this year. First time in a long time, probably since 2015 when The Force Awakens was coming out. This is probably the first movie in a long time where my most anticipated movie of the year was not a superhero movie. So, yeah, Dune Part 2, it's going to be incredible. I really hope it is because it looks like it'll be a great visual experience like the first. You get a lot of really great actors with a lot of great chemistry, and you get some really good action. I'm sure this will be a great movie to continue the story that the first one established. So I'm so excited for this one. I got Terat, which is some horror movie about magic cards or something. Or I mean, it looks like it could have potential, but I don't really know much about this. But maybe I'll have to look at it more. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it won't. But I mean, hey, I guess magic cards that like choose stuff. It's probably a more interesting concept than imaginary. So there's that. And I got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, a different trailer this time, not the same one I got before. Of like a couple other movies during later in that year. I'm definitely interested in this one. Afterlife was quite good, so I'm definitely interested to see what this has to offer to the franchise. I really hope it's,
a good summer block, but well, this isn't coming out in the summer, which is a shame. This really does feel like a summer movie, but it's coming out in March actually. But I'm sure it'll be a really fun time, just like every other Ghostbuster movie. So yeah, I'm excited for it. So yeah, Madam Web, it's really not that bad. It's flawed, and yeah, a lot of times it really just feels like just a Spider Woman movie, not really a movie that's solely focused on Madam Web. I mean, it is, but it just a lot of it does feel just more like an excuse to finally have a Spider Woman movie. But if you want to see that, it's worth a watch. Like, it's nowhere as bad as like other. I've seen far worse superhero movies than this. Batman and Robin, Son of the Mask, Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like, I've seen some horrible, horrible superhero movies. The Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Heck, even X-Men Origins Wolverine. So, yeah, there's definitely worse superhero movies out there. So, yeah, Madam Web, like, it's really not that bad. If you're curious about, if you're just, like, the least bit curious about it, go ahead. It's really not going to hurt you. It's definitely not as bad as everyone's making it out to be. It's not the worst thing ever, so. I just, but I wasn't expecting the best thing ever, and it wasn't, but I just wanted a fun movie, and that's what I got, so. Yeah, that's my review of Madam Web, so. See you with whatever I got up my sleeve next, so take care.